Hey guys, I'm making this video as an update about my previous video for Spirit and Sanctum, and this is because with the passing of time, like with the last month or so, maybe a little bit more, I changed my mind quite a lot probably about Spirit, priorities, meta, and everything like that. So I feel like because I changed my mind, I also want to make a new video where I explain the stuff that I learned recently, so that you don't make the same mistake that I did in the past. So let's get into it. As usual, remember to like and subscribe, and if you would want to say anything about it, leave a comment. I'm always super happy to read and reply to everybody, and that's it. So let's get into it. First of all, I managed to get all the spirit, as you can see from here, from my codex. I mean, this is the codex, but same thing. And so as you can see, I got all the bonus for now, like that I could get for having at least one copy of everybody. Managed to get Flame Soul to 5-star, so it's my first 5-star spirit, which is nice. Soon I'm gonna be able to make him also a 5-star spirit. It's gonna be the first one for the orange one. And I remember in my last video I was saying that my favorite was Rock Giant, which is true. It's the first one that I got when I started playing the game. And the reason was because it provided a lot of damage, and for me damage was amazing both for PvE and PvP. Now I still believe this spirit is very good, very strong. As you can see, it's also still in my main setup for spirit that I use for most of the mod in the game. Not every mod, but most of them. And the thing is, the more I play the game, the more I realize that other spirits are overall more important. So the first one I want to talk about is this one, is Dark Apostle. So this one, I didn't give him much priority. I think it was the third one, or maybe even the last one that I unlocked for the Orange Spirit. And I didn't use it as much as I do now, in the past. The thing is, the more you progress in the game, the more you realize that it's very important. The 12%, now it's 12% because it depends on the star, but the increased attack that it gives to your heroes, it's a very important bonus. So as I mentioned before, for me now, because of the star that I have in my character, it's a 12% of increased attack for 2 turns, and it's super important in every mode. It's very useful in PvP. I know a lot of people don't care about that. Probably now a little bit more people care about that because of Divine Tournament. But even in PvE, that 12%, it's gonna be a huge difference for you when you reach higher stage and higher level of the tower, because you never have enough damage to kill the enemy as fast as you can. And the thing is, if you don't kill them very fast, as fast as possible, you get killed, because almost now in the situation I am like around stage 3400, and for the tower I'm around floor 800, close to floor 800. And the thing is, you get killed by everything. Everything that moves is one-shotting your heroes. So that 12% damage is gonna be super important for you and your team to kill the enemies fast, and you need to kill them fast. So this is the first character that I put in the first spirit that I put in my setup for spirit in almost every mod, and the reason is the one I mentioned just now. So it's for the bonus of, it's the attack increase bonus. So then we have another one that I didn't give much priority before. Probably the one I use the least is Kun. So the thing for Kun is that you want to use him especially for, like, overall is good, is the chance to reduce the target attack. Obviously it's very good, it's very great. The damage is okay, it's like you don't really use the spirit for the damage. But the thing is, the freeze, so the CC basically becomes super important as you progress in the game. Again, it's super useful in PvP, but also very good for PvE. There are some mods where you don't care about that, like Xeno. You don't really care about freezing, because I think you can't. I never saw like the Xeno frozen. But outside of like situation like that, freeze is one of the most important, if not the most important CC that you can have, that you can use. And again, when you unlock it, it's like what, you don't even have freeze for the first 2 levels. So when your Kun is not at least 3-star, you don't need to use it as much, because again, you don't have the freeze. As soon as it's 3-star, you need to introduce it to your spirit, because the freeze is very good, and is gonna be useful for everything. As I mentioned before, it's gonna be useful for PvP, PvE. So again, to prove that what I say to you is what I actually do, Kun is now my second spirit in my spirit rotation for almost every mode. And the reason is, first you want to get the bonus attack. Then on the second turn, what happens is that usually your character start to use their skill, especially Sophia, if you give her Diviner or Astrology astrologer, I forgot the name, the pet. And so you want to have already that bonus attack, and then you also have spirit like Kun that start to do CC on the enemy team. Again, I say enemy team, but this can be also tower or like the normal tower or the elemental tower, which is basically a more difficult version of PvP for me. So it's very, very good, and it became my second choice. Now, the last slot, I want to talk very quick about that, is still Rock Giant because of the damage mostly, and overall, as I mentioned before, is still a very good spirit, also because of the damage that he provides based on the max HP of the target, so very good. If you started to invest into this one, don't worry, it's a very great spirit and you're gonna keep using him. Now, I wanted to skip the third slot because in the third slot I have a red spirit, so now I want to talk about the red spirit. The thing about them is that when I used to like watch guide and video about spirit, I remember, I forgot the name of the YouTuber, but there was a video talking about spirit, and the one that was advised was this one, was Abyssal Storm. Honestly, at the time I thought it was a good idea because of the damage and I like the Dispel Mark. I think now it's the least used red spirit that I have, and I regret giving priority to this one instead of Colossus, for a reason that I'm gonna explain soon. But yeah, I think out of all the red spirit, Abyssal Storm is probably the one with the least priority, at least for me. And the reason is that first you want to go for Light Servant or Colossus. And the thing is, if you go for Light Servant, which is what I did, then you could go for King Mami just to finish the codex for both of them, and get the bonus. And the bonus in this case is attack and attacking percentage. So it's a very good bonus. But the thing is, if you don't care about the codex, like you're gonna do the codex anyway, you're gonna have all the spirit anyway. So if you want to give priority to what it's useful for you, I would say Light Servant or Colossus. And the reason I say Colossus is because the more you progress with the game, the more CC become important. So the same reason as why Kun become very important because of freeze, Colossus become very important because of the stun. Now mine is only 1 star, like 0 star, so the stun has only a 12% chance. But as you can see, it goes up quite a lot, and that 4 star is gonna be at 30%. That's a lot, and it's gonna be super useful both for PvP and PvE. So if you have to choose, I would say now give priority to Light Servant or Colossus based on your situation. If you need more real and you wanna play a little bit more defensive, go for Light Servant. If you wanna be a little bit more aggressive, go for Colossus. After that, you can choose if you think you want to finish the codex. So if you think you want to finish the codex, you can go for the partner. So Light Servant, you can go for King Mami. If you get Colossus, you can go for Abyssal Storm. But when it comes to being useful, I would say Colossus is the most useful for me now, then Light Servant, then King Mami, and then Abyssal Storm. So this is very different from what I said in the previous video, but simply because I progressed with the game and things changed. And so yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about mainly. If you watched the previous video, now you know how things are gonna change if you didn't reach the point that I reach now. And the thing is, Colossus, I basically use it for almost everything. Light Servant and King Mami, I'm using them for some PvE mode. Mostly it's in the tower right now. I'm using them in the tower, in the normal one. I'm trying to use them in the elemental tower, but for now I feel like playing aggressive in the elemental tower is still better for my progress. If I need to, like if I reach a point where I need to be more defensive, then I'm gonna introduce both of them. But for now it's still Colossus, even for the elemental tower, and I'm not using Abyssal Storm anywhere. Like there are 0 teams for me that use Abyssal Storm. And so yeah, that's very different from the guide that I saw in the past on YouTube. So I wanted to make this video and make things clear. Of course, this is just what I do. It doesn't mean it's the best thing ever, or like there are no better combination or solution to using spirits compared to what I do. You can always try and see what works best for you, but I think it's if you invest into Light Servant or Colossus, 100% you're not gonna regret it, because especially Colossus becomes very important and very useful when you progress with the game. Purple Spirit, I'm not gonna talk too much. This one actually is can kind of be used for some mode in some situation because of the increased crit rate for your allies with the highest attack. So of course, if you have someone like Sophia with a lot of attack and you have some supporting character that is gonna increase the crit chance. Also like Flora is a good example. You can use Drake in some mode. But yeah, overall the thing remains the same. You should unlock every orange and purple spirit. Try to level them up as much as you can so that you can get all the bonus from the codex. don't use the orange one for recycle. If you want to recycle the purple one, be my guest. It's what I did, and I reach very fast. I mean, reasonably fast. I reach like the level 100 for the 4 slot. If you don't want to do it, it's not a mistake, because you need them anyway to reach 5 star, and it's gonna take a while. When it comes to orange one, I would advise to focus on Kun. I think I said something different in previous videos, so I want to make it clear. I would invest all my orange shard for Kun, for the spirit, and the red one I would either go for Colossus or Light Servant, and then you can choose if you want the partner for the Codex or if you want to keep going for what is useful. So that's it. I just want to add that I will be on holiday, so I think for the next week there won't be any video about Endless Grade. I scheduled a bunch of video for Dragon Ball, but it's not gonna be anything for Endless Grade. Don't worry, when I come back I will make a video about level 570. I will probably reach that level when I'm on holiday. Hopefully I will have time to take a video when I do. And yeah, when I come back from the holidays, I'm gonna edit the video, and it's gonna be the first one I upload on the channel. So as mentioned before, if you have any question or you want to talk about spirit, progression and everything, you have any doubt, leave a comment. I will be super happy to reply. And that's it. Thank you for watching the video, and see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye bye.